Parker Schnabel has struck again, this time pulling a jaw-dropping $95 million treasure from Glacier Canyon. Months of planning, careful mapping, and relentless work have paid off in a haul that sets a new benchmark for modern gold mining. Every scoop and sluice has turned into a record-breaking yield, proving once again why Parker remains at the top of the game. The discovery wasn't luck, it was precision, strategy, and sheer determination. Parker and his team navigated treacherous ice, unpredictable water flows, and extreme terrain to reach a vein of gold that seemed almost impossible to access. Each nugget recovered is not just valuable, it's a testament to years of expertise, modern mining technology, and the ability to push through conditions that would halt any other operation. As news spreads, competitors are taking notice, trying to understand how Parker has managed to pull such a massive bounty from the frozen canyon. Analysts are calling it one of the most significant modern finds in North America, and fans of the show are watching in awe. This isn't just a win for Parker, it's a demonstration of how skill, planning, and persistence turn opportunity into record-breaking reality. Like and subscribe to see how Parker's Glacier Canyon haul continues to unfold. Parker Schnabel stands at the edge of an untouched Glacier Canyon, a map in one hand, drone footage on a tablet in the other. His eyes are fixed, scanning the frozen expanse below, a labyrinth of jagged ice walls that glint like fractured glass under the morning sun. To any outsider, it's a wasteland of ice and snow, but to Parker, it's the map to a fortune whispered about in old prospector journals, legends of a lost 19th-century gold shipment, buried and preserved under layers of ice for over a century. The canyon isn't on any official map. Satellite imagery hints at something unusual. Metallic flashes hidden under snowdrifts, patterns that defy natural formation. The excitement is immediate, but so is the caution. One wrong step, and the history of miners swallowed by the canyon's sudden avalanches becomes a present-day threat. Parker's jaw tightens, a visceral pull coursing through him. He knows this could be the strike of a lifetime. "We need eyes in the sky," he mutters. Drones lift off, scanning the jagged canyon walls. Each reflection they detect sends a ripple of adrenaline through the team. He doesn't just see potential gold, he sees a story waiting to unfold, one that could redefine his career. The first boots-on-the-ground reconnaissance is tense. Frost crunches under heavy boots as the crew descends into the canyon, every step an echo in the frozen hollow. Here, the canyon whispers its secrets. Tools frozen in ice lie scattered like remnants of forgotten attempts. Pans, pickaxes, and shovels, half buried but intact, proof that prospectors ventured here decades ago and failed. Their carvings in the ice and rock walls, strange symbols, arrows, rough sketches of tunnels, hint at hidden chambers and pathways Parker hasn't yet uncovered. The air is sharp, biting, carrying the scent of ancient ice and a faint metallic tang. Crew members exchange nervous glances. Excitement fights against fear. "This place has claimed more than one man," mutters one miner, recalling the local lore of sudden avalanches swallowing the greedy or the unlucky. Parker studies every slope, every overhang, matching these legends with the drone footage and historical notes. Safety is key, but so is speed. He wants to strike before anyone else even knows this canyon exists. They set up base camp at a narrow ledge overlooking a section of ice that seems to shimmer unnaturally. Parker gathers the team around, pointing at thermal and magnetic readings on the tablet. "These aren't random formations," he explains. "This glacier has veins running through it, minerals trapped over thousands of years. Some of it's gold, some of it's other stuff that's rare, really rare. And it's not shallow. We're talking deep layered veins embedded under ice that's been untouched." Crews begin drilling carefully into the glacier, metal biting through frozen layers with a resonant, almost musical hum. The first fragments are tiny, specks of gold intertwined with copper streaks, but they sparkle with the promise of more. Each nugget is evidence, proof that the canyon's secrets are real, tangible, and waiting for the right hands to uncover them. Extraction is delicate. Some veins are encased in crystalline ice so thick that careless drilling could shatter them, scattering gold fragments irretrievably. Parker moves from drill to drill, watching the ice chips scatter and listening to the resonant chime of gold striking metal against metal. The crew is mesmerized, caught in a rhythm of discovery and caution, aware that this canyon could be as dangerous as it is lucrative. Parker theorizes about the canyon's history. Ancient glacial rivers, carving paths, trapping minerals over millennia, freezing them in place like nature's own vault. Every nugget they pull from the ice is a piece of that history, a small but glittering confirmation that the gamble is paying off. As the sun sets, painting the glacier in a fiery spectrum of orange and purple, the team takes stock. Tiny piles of gold glitter in trays, their brilliance amplified against the cold blue ice. But Parker knows this is just the beginning. The readings indicate a network of veins extending beyond the initial drilling points. The canyon isn't giving up its treasures easily, it's testing them, teasing them with fragments, ensuring they respect the ice and the history embedded within it. Crew members are exhausted but exhilarated, adrenaline keeping them sharp, eyes scanning every ice wall, every shadow. They know that the deeper they go, the greater the potential payoff, but also the greater the danger. Parker looks out over the canyon, the frozen labyrinth stretching endlessly in jagged beauty. He feels the pulse of it, the whispers of past miners, the glitter of gold veins beneath crystalline ice, the thrill of untold riches waiting to be claimed. His hand hovers over the tablet, marking new drill sites, plotting paths through the frozen corridors. This is the moment where strategy meets instinct, where history, geology, and sheer guts intersect. The first nuggets have been pulled, yes, but the canyon has many secrets left, veins yet undiscovered, chambers yet unseen. The team packs up, ready to dive deeper, aware that the real challenge and the biggest treasures lie ahead. As the night falls, the ice glows under moonlight, a pale mirror of the sun's brilliance, casting long shadows across the canyon walls. Parker knows that tomorrow, and the days after, the glacier will demand everything from them: skill, courage, and endurance. But he also knows this: those who dare to follow the frozen veins may uncover something that hasn't seen human hands for over a century. The first 3 days of drilling have only scratched the surface, and already the promise of a $95 million haul is tangible in every glinting fragment, in every careful chip of ice freed from the veins. The drones hum quietly in the night, thermal cameras sweeping the icy walls, capturing images that shimmer with metallic flashes. Parker's journal fills with notes, sketches, and coordinates, each entry a step closer to mapping the full scope of the hidden glacier treasure. As dawn breaks, the team straps on harnesses and begins the next phase, venturing deeper into the glacier itself. The canyon, once silent and still, now seems alive, as if watching the intruders probe its frozen veins. Exploratory drills punch through the glacier's outer layers, revealing a labyrinth of natural ice corridors snaking beneath the canyon walls. Each corridor glimmers with streaks of gold, veins hidden beneath translucent layers that shimmer like liquid sunlight. Parker moves carefully, hand on the cold wall, tracing the paths ice has carved over millennia. Some tunnels collapse suddenly with groans, forcing the crew to improvise, reinforcing walls with steel beams, rigging temporary supports, and redirecting airflow to prevent fractures from widening. Within pockets of the labyrinth, fossilized flora emerges, leaves and small branches preserved in amber-like ice, whispering of prehistoric river systems and sediment layers. Drone cameras sweep through the corridors, capturing light reflecting off gold seams and crystalline walls, making the tunnels feel alive. Parker meticulously maps every passage, noting hidden nooks, vein density, and potential hazards, realizing that the canyon is far more intricate than any map or scouting had suggested. Every movement must be calculated. A wrong step could collapse a passage or damage the precious veins embedded in ice. As the team advances, whispers of rival crews reach Parker through intercepted communications and local chatter. The knowledge that competitors may already be circling the glacier injects a pulse of urgency and paranoia into the operation. Sensors are found tampered with, equipment mysteriously tripped, and supplies go missing, confirming the presence of other eyes watching from the shadows. Parker responds strategically, deploying decoys along the ridge, planting false markers and dig sites to mislead any would-be interlopers. Night falls, and the crew ramps up security. Encrypted radios, silent watches, and constant drone patrols overhead ensure that every inch of the glacier remains monitored. The tension is palpable. Every shadow along the ice walls seems to move with intent. Every crunch of snow could signal an approaching rival. Parker knows that protecting the operation is as critical as extracting the gold itself. He walks the perimeter personally, eyes scanning for footprints or glimmers of unauthorized drone lights, mentally preparing for any confrontation that might arise in the dead of night. The crew moves silently through corridors, carrying loads of extracted ore, hearts pounding not just from the cold and exertion, but from the ever-present awareness that their rivals might strike at any moment. Then the labyrinth opens up to a massive chamber, a hidden cathedral within the glacier, walls encrusted with gold crystals, veins of quartz, and streaks of platinum intertwined like threads of liquid fire. The sheer scale leaves the team momentarily breathless. Even under harsh headlamps, the gold seems to shimmer with its own light. Parker directs the extraction, careful to preserve both the structure and the integrity of the ore. Massive nuggets, some weighing hundreds of ounces, are carefully pried from the walls using precision tools, then bagged and cataloged for transport. Environmental readings show anomalies, temperature gradients, microcracks, and sediment layers that suggest this chamber has survived multiple ice ages untouched. A natural vault preserving its riches for centuries. The excitement is tempered by logistics. With so much gold concentrated in one space, storage and transport are immediate concerns. Parker orders the setup of a temporary underground refinery, a system of heated melting stations and casting molds, allowing the team to convert raw ore into manageable gold bars on site. The process is grueling, the heat from the smelters battling the sub-zero chill of the glacier, but it ensures that no extracted gold is left vulnerable to theft or collapse-induced loss. As extraction continues, Parker paces the chamber like a general surveying a battlefield. Every nugget pulled from the walls is measured, weighed, and cataloged, and even small fragments are treated with reverence. They are proof that the canyon's frozen veins have yielded one of the richest strikes of his career. The drones hover near the ceiling, their lenses capturing wide-angle shots of the chamber's glimmering walls, streaming the footage back to the surface, and providing real-time maps for navigation and planning. The labyrinth outside continues to challenge the team. Passages shift slightly as ice settles, minor collapses force detours, and fossilized formations occasionally impede movement. Yet, the crew pushes forward, adrenaline mingling with awe as they realize the scale of what they've discovered. The Golden Chamber alone could represent millions in recoverable wealth, and combined with the mapped labyrinth, the total haul now hints at a $95 million strike, exactly the kind of career-defining find Parker has chased for years. Every movement, every swing of the pick, every careful drill into ice veins brings them closer to unlocking the full potential of the glacier. Even with rivals lurking in the shadows, Parker's methodical approach ensures that the operation remains secure. Nighttime surveillance continues uninterrupted, drones sweeping above the cavern, heat sensors monitoring for unexpected movement. Crew members rotate in shifts, some drilling, some melting, some cataloging, all synchronized in a rhythm dictated by both urgency and caution. The echo of pickaxes reverberates through the frozen corridors, mixing with the hum of melting stations and the occasional groan of settling ice. There is no time to pause. Every hour spent in the labyrinth could be an hour lost to competitors or environmental shifts. Parker constantly recalibrates, adjusting drilling angles, reinforcing weak ice walls, and redirecting workflows to maximize output without compromising safety. By the end of this relentless stretch, the chamber and labyrinth together have yielded a staggering bounty. Crystalline ice embedded with gold and copper veins, hundreds of nuggets extracted, bars cast and catalogued, and a labyrinth now meticulously mapped for further exploration. The canyon has begun to reveal its true scale, a network of corridors, chambers, and hidden pockets that promise wealth beyond imagination, but demand every ounce of focus, strategy, and daring the crew can muster. Parker stands in the golden chamber, eyes reflecting both the shimmer of the gold and the weight of the discovery. The operation has achieved its first triumph, but subtle shifts in the ice whisper of challenges yet to come. Geological sensors mounted along the glacier walls begin sending urgent readings, tiny shifts in ice density, crevasse formation hinting at instability. Parker studies the data intently, recognizing the patterns seasoned miners know all too well. The canyon is preparing to remind them who commands its frozen depths. Without hesitation, he orders a temporary halt to operations, directing crews to reinforce tunnels with steel supports and tensioned beams, shoring up passageways that could collapse at the slightest tremor. Hammers strike in rapid succession, metallic clangs echoing through icy corridors, mingling with the distant groans of shifting ice. Just as the last support is set, a low rumble crescendos through the canyon. A mini avalanche erupts above, sending a wall of ice and snow cascading down, narrowly missing the main access tunnel. Crews scramble, bracing and pulling trapped equipment to safety, hearts hammering, adrenaline surging. Parker rallies his team, his voice cutting through the chaos, reminding them that skill, preparation, and courage have brought them this far. In the frozen labyrinth, every extraction is now a calculated gamble. The gold they seek remains entwined with danger at every turn. As dust and ice settle, drilling resumes, and the next revelation awaits. Parker's team uncovers veins of platinum intertwined with the gold, rare pockets shimmering with a silvery gleam beneath the fractured ice. Thermal imaging confirms that these veins extend beyond their immediate reach, hidden in layers previously undisturbed. The discovery electrifies the operation. Gold alone was extraordinary, but platinum, scarce, valuable, almost mythical in these quantities, elevates the canyon's potential to unprecedented levels. Parker recalibrates extraction plans. Mixed gold-platinum ore requires delicate handling, modified cutting techniques, and precise temperature control during initial refinement to prevent alloy contamination. Every nugget pulled carries both value and historical weight, evidence of geological processes spanning millennia. Whispers circulate about secretive buyers willing to pay enormous sums for the pristine platinum, and Parker knows that maintaining operational secrecy is now more critical than ever. The canyon may not just be a gold strike. It could be one of the most significant multi-metal deposits discovered in a generation. Navigating deeper corridors, crews stumble upon a hidden marvel, a subterranean waterfall fed by glacial meltwater, cascading behind the golden chamber in a continuous curtain of ice-cold water. The roar of the falls reverberates through the tunnels, creating both a breathtaking spectacle and a pressing engineering challenge. Erosion threatens the integrity of the chamber and the precious veins, forcing Parker and his crew to devise drainage channels, support walls, and diversion systems to stabilize the flow. Ingenious solutions are rapidly deployed. Temporary barriers guide water away from structural weak points, while pumped channels redirect excess flow to holding basins where it can be safely monitored. Drone cameras soar above the waterfall, capturing cinematic shots of water tumbling over glistening veins of gold and platinum, light refracting through mist, painting the chamber in surreal hues of amber and silver. Parker theorizes that the waterfall, far from being an obstacle, may have helped preserve the precious metals over centuries, shielding them from oxidation and environmental erosion, while the ice sealed the chamber in near-perfect stasis. Every movement within this space becomes a delicate dance. Crews navigate around slippery surfaces, constantly balancing the needs of extraction with structural preservation. The dual challenge of natural hazards and multi-metal recovery forces Parker to push his team to the limits of endurance and ingenuity. Extraction schedules are staggered to maintain focus and safety, each miner alternating between drilling, hauling, melting, and cataloging, while others monitor water levels, ice stability, and temperature fluctuations. The presence of platinum demands meticulous attention. Too much heat or careless handling could irreversibly damage the ore. The team adapts, developing specialized extraction protocols on the fly, integrating makeshift heat shields and portable stabilization frames to maneuver large ore fragments without risk. Meanwhile, the canyon continues to assert its dominance. Minor tremors ripple through tunnels, shifting ice walls release sudden sprays of frozen mist, and hidden crevasses open unpredictably, reminding everyone that the glacier is both protector and adversary. Every new discovery, the waterfall, the platinum veins, the hidden gold pockets, intensifies both the stakes and the spectacle, the reward proportional to the danger. Even as they work, Parker's mind constantly scans for strategic advantage. The interplay between ice, water, and mineral veins offers clues to where untouched pockets might exist. Thermal and magnetic mapping is cross-referenced against prior drilling logs, revealing corridors that promise rich returns yet remain unexploited. Crews are deployed with surgical precision, each member aware that a single misstep could trigger structural failure or waste precious time. Small victories, the recovery of a platinum-rich nugget, stabilization of a collapsing ice wall, or successful diversion of a water flow, are celebrated quietly, fueling momentum without drawing unnecessary attention to the canyon's vulnerabilities. The thrill of discovery is mirrored by the gravity of responsibility. The operation now balances on a knife edge where extraction success and personal safety are inseparably linked. By the third week of intensive work, the hidden waterfall has been fully stabilized, and its surrounding area becomes a central hub for mixed metal extraction. Portable smelters are positioned strategically to process ore immediately, mitigating transport risks and reducing exposure to the canyon's shifting hazards. Crews develop a rhythm, alternating between manual excavation, precision drilling, and monitoring the subterranean environment, creating a symphony of coordinated activity that blends engineering, geology, and raw endurance. The cascading water, once a threat, now serves as a visual marker, guiding miners to veins that may have otherwise remained obscured. Parker takes stock frequently, overlaying drone scans with manual observations, adjusting strategies to maximize yield while minimizing exposure to structural collapse or avalanches. The canyon is proving itself not only a treasure trove, but also a rigorous test of ingenuity and resilience. Every shift deepens the canyon's mystery. Gold veins twist unpredictably, platinum seams layer over centuries of glacial sediment, and hidden pockets await in nooks illuminated only by the glow of headlamps and reflected in drone cameras. The subterranean waterfall, now integrated into operational flow, reflects shimmering light off mixed metal surfaces, creating an almost supernatural visual effect that makes every moment feel cinematic. Parker observes the team, noting fatigue and tension, yet pride swells. Each miner is executing tasks that require technical skill, intuition, and trust in one another. Even with the avalanche threats and rival presence looming, the canyon has begun yielding treasures at a pace that confirms the gamble is paying off in ways that surpass even the most optimistic projections. By the time the sun dips beneath the canyon rim, casting long shadows across the icy walls, significant quantities of gold and platinum have been recovered, stored securely, and cataloged for the next stage of transport. Parker pauses to examine the patterns in the ice, the interaction of water flow and vein placement, and the cumulative mapping that has transformed chaotic tunnels into a strategic blueprint. The hidden waterfall, once a peril, now stands as both guardian and guide to the canyon's wealth, a reminder that the frozen labyrinth still holds untold secrets, waiting for the next daring phase of exploration. As night falls, Parker's plans move from paper and observation into action. Crews navigate the icy labyrinth, hauling bags of gold along twisting tunnels, each step calculated to avoid detection and prevent accidents. The corridors are narrow, the walls slick with frost, and the slightest misstep could scatter a nugget or trigger an unstable ceiling. Parker oversees every move, coordinating a delicate ballet of manpower and machinery, translating his strategic blueprint into precise, high-stakes execution. On the surface, camouflaged helicopter pads lie ready, nestled behind jagged ice formations that break line of sight from rival eyes. As the first load reaches the exit point, blades churn the frigid air, lifting gold-laden crates silently into the night sky, their shimmer barely visible under dim infrared lights. Hour after hour, the operation continues, a tense, calculated dance of stealth, precision, and nerve, every lift a testament to strategy honed over years of frontier mining. Nighttime adds an almost surreal layer to the operation. Headlamps carve arcs through thick mist, the ice reflecting gold streaks and casting eerie shadows across the cavern walls. Every movement is documented meticulously. Drone cameras capture wide shots of helicopter lifts. Handheld cameras track each nugget and bar, and thermal imaging ensures nothing is lost in transit. Parker knows that this documentation is more than record-keeping. It is proof of the haul's magnitude, evidence for potential buyers, investors, and media releases. The $95 million treasure is no longer just a numerical target. It is a living narrative of human ingenuity, endurance, and daring. Crews work in synchronized silence, the only sounds the whir of rotors, the crunch of ice beneath boots, and the occasional metallic clang of ore crates as they are secured for airlift. Each movement feels cinematic, a blend of suspense and spectacle, the kind of imagery that will fuel legends long after the operation ends. As the days progress, rumors of the strike leak to the outside world. Social media buzzes with speculation. Fans dissect satellite images, speculate about hidden caches, and debate the possibility of prehistoric veins untouched for centuries. Parker remains focused, emphasizing to his crew that their real achievement lies not in the myths swirling online, but in their skill, their ability to survive and thrive in an environment that challenges every instinct. Survival tactics, technical mastery, and teamwork take precedence over headlines. Every measured decision reinforces the canyon's status as a fortress of frozen treasure. Drone footage, time-lapse videos, and close-up shots capture the sheer scale of the operation. Gold veins glinting in the icy labyrinth, helicopters navigating ghostly corridors, the interplay of shadows and light creating a cinematic tapestry that transforms Glacier Canyon into a modern myth. Fans and industry insiders alike are captivated, but Parker knows the truth. The canyon still holds secrets, and only discipline and discretion ensure the treasure remains untouched by rivals. Extraction reaches a crescendo as the hidden ice tunnels become a network of coordinated lifts. Crews haul heavier loads, employing pulleys, sleds, and mechanized lifts to maximize efficiency while maintaining stealth. Parker monitors from multiple vantage points, radioing instructions to adjust rotor height, timing, and landing sequences, ensuring each bar and nugget moves without incident. The cavern walls seem to shimmer more brightly as the cumulative gold is concentrated and cataloged. The once hidden veins now flow into tangible, transportable wealth. Every successful lift is a small victory, yet Parker remains vigilant. One misstep could compromise the operation, and one rival sighting could trigger disaster. He paces the helipad perimeter during each extraction, eyes scanning the horizon for unauthorized movement, infrared sensors and motion detectors feeding data into a live map that guarantees no rival can approach undetected. With the immediate threat neutralized, the legend of the Glacier strike grows. Word spreads faster than anticipated, fueled by leaks, sightings, and speculation. Internet forums light up with theories: lost 19th-century shipments, hidden maps, prehistoric veins preserved beneath ice. The narrative evolves into a modern myth, and Parker's methodical documentation ensures that the story is rooted in proof as well as awe. He emphasizes to his crew that their heroics, navigating avalanches, stabilizing tunnels, handling precious metals, are the backbone of the operation, not sensationalized rumors. Every cinematic drone sweep and time-lapse capture reinforces the epic scale of the strike, the interplay of human determination against an ancient glacier, the glint of gold and platinum under headlamps, and the mechanical choreography of lifts and extraction that transforms labor into legend. Glacier Canyon is no longer just a physical location. It is a symbol of human audacity and endurance, a frozen cathedral housing wealth beyond imagination. As gold and platinum are secured in undisclosed vaults, each ounce cataloged with precise records, Parker and his team take stock of what they have achieved. Geological analysis confirms the magnitude of the strike. The richest glacial deposit documented in decades, perhaps centuries, with veins preserved in near-pristine condition. The canyon, once silent and mysterious, has revealed its treasures without losing its aura of danger and majesty. Celebration is quiet but profound. The crew exchanges exhausted but exhilarated glances, their efforts culminating in a bounty that validates every risk taken. Every night spent in ice-laden corridors, every tense helicopter lift through mist and shadow. Yet Parker's mind is already looking ahead, noting subtle anomalies in the mapped labyrinth, signs that neighboring glaciers may harbor veins untouched by human hands. The canyon, while yielding its prize, hints at further adventures, undiscovered wealth, and challenges yet to come. The glacier itself stands as a silent monument to their achievement. Towering ice walls, veined with gold and platinum, glint under shifting sunlight, casting reflections that dance like liquid fire across the snow. The hidden labyrinth, the golden chamber, the waterfall, and the network of stealth lifts have all played their part in shaping one of Parker Schnabel's boldest and most cinematic operations. Every nugget extracted, every bar cast, Every documented lift contributes to a legacy that will endure in mining lore, a story of human courage and ingenuity etched into ice and gold. As the operation transitions from extraction to preservation, the canyon remains both a treasure trove and a sentinel, frozen in time yet alive with the memory of daring men who turned legend into reality. The haul is secure, the crew triumphant, and Glacier Canyon, once a secret whispered among prospectors, has become a monument to one of the most audacious and meticulously executed mining strikes of a generation.